Well, hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to Life of Wonders. This is Polo and I love making videos of dolls, toys and Disney collectibles. And as always, if you like this kind of content and you feel like supporting the channel, then you already know what to do. So today I have a brand new Monster High unboxing and detail review, and it's that of the 2.0 or core refresh Frankie Stein. And I'm very excited. I've had the doll for a few days and I was just very much looking forward to cover the review, but I just couldn't make time for it. Finally, here we are. So anyway, I've already reviewed Dracula and Claudine, and so it's time for Frankie, and then hopefully I'll have Laguna and Cleo pretty soon, and I will be covering those as well. Anyway, the packaging format is exactly the same as for any other like core doll that we've seen for the G3 of Monster High. So it has like the inverted trapezoid sort of like, yeah, display window with the marquee and the iridescent colors. Right there we have the Darko artwork right here, and we can also see Lagunas and Dracula for some reason. She's there, and well, we have a new sculpt for Wotzi, and we have all the accessories to one of the sides. And wow, I was very lucky, I guess, because again I got these online and I didn't know what to expect as for the screening, but the screening is perfect in my opinion. We're going to see it up close in just no time. Over here we can see all the icons that we associate with Frankie, actually the icons that we could associate with the first core Frankie, not this one, which is a little bit weird. That, I mean, that's not been updated. But anyway, over here we have the Monster High 2D iridescent logo, and then on the back we have the full piece of artwork, which is just so amazing for our new Frankie, and the rest of the goals in the hallway locker hallway of Monster High. And we can read over here: Monster Type, Scary Smart Frank Monster, and Monster Mass House, Math Science Book, and Saptastic Juice Box. So I will be taking them out of the box and I'll come back in no time. Alright, so here we have it all out of the box, and we're going to be comparing the first core outfit with the newer one, even though I don't have the original doll because I replaced it very early on for the Gold Spirit one that we have right here, which I so freaking adore, by the way. I mean, I love the haircut, the makeup, everything. I just wish the hair was longer, but other than that, it's very smooth surround with the streaks of different color, and I think it suits very well, you know, the ensemble that they're wearing. So yeah, and at a first glance we can already see differences between these dolls, being the most prominent one quite possibly the bigger forehead that is present on the newer Frankie, and that isn't a bad thing at all. I mean, that is something that we might all just instantly associate with Frankenstein as such, you know, like a big square forehead, and the way they've achieved that is by spacing the routing around the sculpt, and I like it. Now the other tangible change is maybe the elongated or longer neck that we can appreciate on the newer dolls, and that might, well, I can see another thing. So for the eyebrows, the newer ones or the eyebrows on this Frankie seem to be a little bit more like round when contrasted with like the previous straight cut ones on this doll, for example. Other than that, the color scheme is here, very much so. I mean, I actually incorporated the green color with that earring, because otherwise, well, I guess it's here too. So yeah, I mean, the color scheme is here, it's just like in a different manner. In my opinion, this is a softer, slightly younger version of Frankie, whereas this one feels like a more mature, darker vibes Frankie in a way, which I love, because again, we have to feel like they're growing up, right? So having said that, well, before I continue, I want to also point out that this has happened consistently with the Mattel releases from G1, G2, and now G3, and that is that for these generation 3, Frankie came with like a blue um, tone or skin complexion, and that is gradually changing over time, and that is the nature of the plastic itself. And I can say that my dolls are at least not directly exposed to sunlight or anything like it, so I guess it's just like bound to happen. But you can see the differences, like this is actually turning green or getting yellowy in a way, and we can also see that on their hands even. I don't know, it's there. And that also happens with like the platinum white saran that they use, that over time it turns to be like a more of a yellow color, even though it doesn't have any sort of gel, which is like the weirdest part. But I guess, yeah, I don't know if that can be corrected. But anyway, it's worth mentioning. And having said that, now we can move on and we can appreciate our doll, our Frankie. By the way, this Frankie comes with a lot of hair. I mean, this is just like the quantity is just like overwhelming. Because obviously this one only came with like 3/4 because of like the hairstyle, but even so, and even though it's shorter, it's very thin. I mean, the routine, it's much thinner than what the quantity that we can find here, because even though it's saran, and saran is very lightweight and very very thin, it has a lot of it. And I feel like that happened at least to the newer or color refresh Draculaura and color refresh Claudine, that both of them came with a lot of hair, and that is something I very much like, I have to say. So it feels like there's more to play with in a way, and we find the streaks of black, blue hair, and then now I wouldn't say the incorporation, I would say more like the presence of pink on this like front streak of hair, which I very much like, and it's held by these two hair pins, one of them in translucent yellow, I would say neon yellow, and it's not quite green, it's yellow, which I guess, yeah, for previous releases there's the incorporation of yellow and green, so both colors, I guess. So that is for the hair accessories. And then moving on to the makeup, I really love the makeup that this Frankie come with. I mean, how the eyeshadow is accentuated under the eyes as opposed to like over the eyelids, because over the eyelids we only have like that thin layer of silver shimmer, but the majority of it comes from under the eyes, which is a very dark twist in a way. And then on my doll, which I was actually expecting it to be like very medium blue for some reason, the eye color, I mean the eyeshadow color and the lid color is very dark, which I so much appreciate. I have to say, for some reason I've seen other pictures and I feel like, at least what I've seen in other people's doll, is that it appears to be not as dark, but in my doll, on my doll, is very dark, which I love. And the screen is perfect, no wonky eye, no anything like it, even though I bought it online. Then moving on to the jewelry, we have, well, let's first explore the accessories our Frankie come with. So we have the sunglasses slash goggles, I guess, because there's like a, I mean, they feel like 2010 Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, pair of shades in a way, but also goggle, like safety goggles, like chemistry, right? Because that's what we're doing here, like math science apparently. So yeah, and they're very clear, as opposed to like the previous dirty, I don't know, foggy look of the glasses. So if we put them on, wow, it looks so crazy. It looks like a moto mommy to me. I don't know, I love it. I love it. And it's giving me that 2010, and it's also giving me safety goggles. So yeah, I love that they're very clear. And then we have these like vento box, that is also like Lunchables in a way. Like the biscuits with like I don't know, cheese or whatever, but here we can see eyeballs. And it opens up, and then we can see the texture of what's inside. Um, which is cool. I mean, I wish it was painted, but at least it's there, and it's not like, like a solid piece. You can open it. Then we have this big, with, I don't know, is it a potion? Is it a drink, or a potion that can be drunk? Maybe it is. I mean, I love the sculpt. It has like this you know, electrifying sparkles, like some sort of like smoke, and then it's this translucent pink color, and then I don't know, it's pretty cool. And then our doll can hold it. So yeah, it could be a refresh meant, yeah, of a sword, I guess. I don't know, because then again we have this one, so we have two soft drinks. I don't know, maybe this is more of like a science, or it could be both. Anyway, so we have this juice, that we find here, that it's like a reference of these. There are many brands, but the most known might be the Capri juice, little like sackets, or little, blisters. And so it comes like so, and with a little like straw and the little hope to hold it. And then we have a mad science book that is a reference to a real book that was incorporated in this duo pack for G1. And it's exactly the same, so I appreciate that reference so much. And we have the printed site on the front, and then yeah, it's yellow. I would say green, no, yellow, on the back. Moving on, we have, like everyone said, that I haven't compared that, that these might be the very same sculpt as the slice of pizza, but I don't think so, because I mean it has the same, like a lightning bolt shape to it. It's a calculator. It goes with the chemistry, or the science part of what we're exploring here. But it's also texture, so you can see the raised buttons, and I can feel it while I touch it. So I guess it's a very similar sculpt, but it's not exactly the same. I can feel the screen being I mean, it's not just printed, but texture. And then on the back we find the Monster High crest there, which I don't think the Pizza Hut, and then the stitching details. So cool. It's a very cool item. And then we have the backpack, which is just so much more mature, I guess, than the previous one. And I like it with the stats and the print right here, which is a reference to like the tartan pattern that we find on the first core outfit, or like pleated skirt. We have like a skullet, like a heart. Like for a moment I thought that was like yeah, planet Earth. In a way, but no, it's a heart. And then we have the lightning bolt, and then we have these chains that are like a separate piece that are put on top in a neon yellow color. Pretty cool. And then we have this new sculpt of Woodsy. It's cool, it's okay. I guess it could have more details. It feels very cheap when compared to previous releases, especially because again that isn't like painted, that portion of the fur or whatever it is. I mean, it's cute. I like the pose. I just think it might have benefited from a little bit more of painting. But other than that, this is the pet that we're getting with our newer Frankie. Now, moving on, I don't I don't know if I have discussed already the jewelry, but anyway, we have these lightning bolts in like translucent pink, very same as the one used for the beaker. And then we have a choker with 2 safety pins. And moving down to the outfit, we have a signature jacket that is supposed to be like denim, although it is like this very not quite denim, but this sort of like material that Mattel tends to use to resemble denim in a way when it's like playline. And it's a washed dark gray color with the incorporation of these vinyl pieces with the stitches. And there's also the asymmetric, okay, so this is like a vinyl sewn onto the jacket, as you can see, but this isn't. Even though it feels like it, it's more of like a sticker on, yeah, like a sticker printed on top of the denim material. And then I love the seams being like pink. Really, those stand pretty nicely. And then underneath we can find this top that apparently from the artwork I can see that it was supposed to be a little bit more complex, like especially around the button area, but it ended up being quite blunt, like so. But it's cool. I mean, it's also like a washed pink with dark lightning bolts. And then we have the belt that is just the one solid piece with 2 chains, similar, I mean, I don't know, similar to what we're getting for Frankie over and over, I guess. And then moving down, we find these asymmetrical patterned shorts with everything like sewn on to like resemble pockets and stuff to give us a little bit more dimension, which I would have appreciated like for real. But then at the same time, we're having like a lot of things here, like a lot of different colors and textures, and so I think it works. So we have the black and white stripes and then the blue part, and there's a little fringe at the bottom area. And the mesh legging thing is actually just a single piece that goes from here to here, and I appreciate that because we can actually use it to you know, to create many different mix and match possibilities. And I appreciate that it's not attached to the shorts as such. And then when comparing the 2 prosthetic legs, well, first of all, obviously there are different markings, which I love, but also I feel like, well, I wish we had a silver plated, or do we have anything like it for this G3? I don't think so. But anyway, this is a much better or you know, a much realistic version if we were to approach this as metallic, because at least for this one it feels more like plasticky, and then the finish of this plastic, even though it's not chrome, it's not like chromatic silver, it feels a bit shinier and a little bit more realistic when it comes to being, you know, a piece of metal. And then of course we can see that the markings are different, and they've incorporated these 3D atom and the stitch heart and the hieroglyph with the little pyramid, I guess, which is a really cute reference to like what's going on with Cleo. And then we have the beaker and safety pin, and yeah, so basically we have it all changed, which is super cool. And then the last bit, which is one of my favorites from this release, are these combat boots. Really simple, but not as simple maybe. I mean, I think they're really cool in design. I love the seams being stitched. I love that they're like the one single black color, but then they have like the frowned cords being painted like in purpley pink. And then I also love that it isn't like a platform per se, but it has like a heel. I don't know, super cool. And then on the soles we can see skullet and a lightning bolt. And yeah, on the texture there's a lot.
but I appreciate that it is not like very loud. I mean, it's muted in a way, being all black. So I like those a lot. Overall, I would say this Frankie, I mean, it's a really pretty doll, and I am very happy to have this doll as part of my collection right now, and as a grown-up version of, you know, our Frankie. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this review and it's been helpful to all of you, and if that is the case, don't forget to like the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. As always, I will be more than happy to get back to all of you. For now, stay safe, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye bye.